Hello, HyddenWell farmers. I've got the lovely Miss Susan here tonight.
Live and in person.
And I have to tell you I'm a little nervous right now because I have agreed to let Susan interview me.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't going to go well.
Well, I'm going to ask very wide open questions, so a lot of the fact checking you'll have to do in post.
Oh, okay.
Assuming
right.
you know more than I do.
So how do I win this game?
Well, you have to
Get the most points?
Yes, well, sure. Well, points. P-O-I-N-T-Z. Points. You.
All right. So if I get the most points, which are arbitrary and undetermined, then I win this game.
That's negative 2 points.
Okay.
Oh, I'm just kidding. You start at 0.
All right. Okay. All right. So
Okay, so
coffee up.
quick, in your brain, and then out loud. Name 5 breeds of dogs.
German Shepherd, Beagle, Great Pyrenees, Yorkshire Terrier, Rottweiler.
Stop. Okay.
Whew, that was hard.
Characteristics that make these 5 breeds that you just named different from each other. You need to name at least 3 characteristics that would differentiate them. You've got a German Shepherd, a Beagle, Great Pyrenees, a Yorkshire Terrier, and a Rottweiler. So things that make them unique to their own selves and not to the other breeds.
I think the thing that would make a German Shepherd unique is how that it walks kind of with its butt toward the ground.
A show German Shepherd does have a distinctive walk, does it not?
It does. I think what would distinguish Rottweiler from all the other dogs is that it dies of cancer very
I don't think you can distinguish by that. Nice try, though. We're talking breed characteristics that you might ask any person who doesn't personally have one, but knows what the breed is.
Okay, just comparing those other breeds, though, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, you just need to be able to distinguish one of the, like, if a German Shepherd, a Beagle, a Great Pyrenees, a Yorkie, and a Rottie walked in a room together, how are you going to tell them apart?
Well, the Rottie's going to have a block head and a giant, thick body, and he's going to have muscles on his tongue.
Okay, there's 3.
And
you got 1 for the German Shepherd.
The Yorkshire Terrier is going to be this little non-shedding yapper that walks in with really bad teeth.
That probably is the yappiest one of these 5 breeds.
What was the other one?
Got a Great Pyrenees, a Beagle.
The Great Pyrenees is going to be this lapsadaisical, white, curly-haired fluff thing that is drooling on everything it touches.
Okay, I'm going to have to call you out on curly?
Well, I mean, it's kinked.
I guess in comparison to these other 4 breeds, I'll let you have that. But
it's not poodle curly.
No, maybe a slight kinky. Wave. It's
wavy.
Not
wavy.
Yeah.
Okay, it's wavy.
We might go with a wave.
And a Beagle is this little short dog that wants to sniff everything in the room and has big long ears.
Okay, and you still only got 1 thing on the German Shepherd, and that's its walk.
Oh, so I got to have more?
You've named 3 on each except for the German
So
Shepherd.
just visual. They have very pointy ears that stand very erect and almost independent radar of one another. They just kind of turn. And they're very narrow in their body width.
Okay. Now, have either of us ever owned any of these breeds that you named?
Yes, we own 2 Great Pyrenees as we speak. We've owned not a purebred German Shepherd, but we've owned half-breed German Shepherds. Mm-hmm. And we have a Beagle currently in our midst.
As well as, haven't you raised Beagles?
And I did raise Beagles,
Which
yes.
is probably why they came up on your top 5.
Yeah, but I've never I've never owned a Rottie or a Yorkshire Terrier.
Have I?
Not that I know of.
And you'd be correct. I have not.
Okay, all right.
You thought you were in for it. Okay, and give me some names of some of the ones that we've owned or currently own. Just give me
The
three
names?
names. 3 names of 3 of the dogs that you just talked about.
Okay. Well, there's Robitussin.
What's his real name?
Robitussin.
What's his real name?
I have no idea.
What was he originally named before the children decided it was too hard for them to say and they would call him Robitussin instead? His name is Serendipity.
Serendipity Robitussin Robo.
Yeah. or
Okay.
just
I didn't know that. I just
Yeah.
call him Robo.
I named him Serendipity and the kids are like, what? Robitussin? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, give me another one.
Mulder.
Yeah, you named Mulder.
I did name Mulder.
Okay.
And I like Mulder.
He's a good boy. One more. And you can't pick Scully because Mulder and Scully come as a pair.
Well, so I can, like,
You have to pick a different one now.
but anybody?
Yeah, any of these breeds that we've ever owned, give me a name for
Well, then I'll go with Reggie.
Oh, and what was her real name?
Reginald.
No,
Regalda.
it was pretty close. There's no D.
Regal.
Regala.
Regala. Mm-hmm. Ha ha ha. I
Yeah.
pulled that out of my nose hairs.
Yeah, I was actually quite
I sneezed
impressed
that answer out.
Okay.
Shoo.
And with the, okay, let's just go breed by breed. With the German Shepherd, why would you or would you not get another?
No, I would not get another.
Why?
I have to give a reason.
Yes, just one reason's sufficient.
I think my biggest reason I would not get another German Shepherd is of the shedding. They're like hair explosions. I mean, everywhere they sleep, everywhere they walk, every spring, every fall, every summer. I mean, they are hair factories. And every time you pet them, you have to go in and take a shower and wash your clothes. And I'm sure not every German Shepherd is like that, but that's one of my least favorite characteristics of the breed is it just sheds all the time.
And their personality doesn't really suit our family. They're a little unpredictable. And
Well, the ones that we've had both, and even the one that I adopted that didn't live very long, none of them were great personality wise. They
have their good points, but they are
good guard dogs, but
yes, they've got too much guard dog for our
they
family.
would just not too good. All right, what's next?
All right, and next is 5 breeds of cat.
Oh, wait a minute. You didn't finish the thing about
Beagles. Why would you or would you not get another beagle?
I would get another beagle. I like beagles. I would not get a beagle that would live like in the house in my bed with me. Again, they shed too much for my liking, but you just as a pet, and they're just so darn cute. They're just cute. I can't help but to pet Robo. He just like begs for it.
He's a good boy.
So.
And the Great Pyrenees, would you or would you not?
I would have a Great Pyrenees if they were like Mulder and Scully. Now, I've seen Great Pyrenees who were just super aggressive, that even the owners had a hard time dealing with them. And then I've seen Great Pyrenees that were also so scared of their shadow, once they got into a pen with chickens or sheep, you couldn't get them out. And they weren't very good guard dogs. I guess, every breed has their good dogs and their bad dogs. They on both ends of the spectrums. But yeah, I like Great Pyrenees. I think they're awesome.
But you would never have one here.
I would have it at my farm. I would not have one in my house. They're just too big
And hairy
and
drooly.
very hairy and drooly. But for an outside dog and a guard dog, absolutely. Barn dog, little love and care at the barn and stuff.
Acreage here.
Yeah. If I had, if we'd live on an acre and a half here in town, But if we lived on 50 acres, we'd have Great Pyrenees. I like them. They're easy to manage and they're great dogs.
They have a large territory.
They do.
Yeah,
They do.
they're hard. They're not a house dog. Okay, so dogs be done.
Okay.
5 breeds of cats.
5 breeds of cats.
Breeds, not
Okay.
colors, but
All right.
actual breeds.
The Mancoon, the Siamese, the Himalayan, the Abyssinian, and the Bobcat.
Well, I don't know if a bobcat really counts as a wild. It's more like a species, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think. Are you trying to talk about the cat that looks like a bobcat, but it's domestic?
Yeah.
And it starts with an M?
Well, didn't I say Mancoon?
They don't look like a bobcat.
Oh, Minx.
There
Minx. Yeah, or Manx. Minx.
Manx.
Manx. That's it. Yeah.
Okay, so
Manx.
if you had 5 cats in their little carriers and somebody says, go get the Maine Coon, how are you going to tell it apart from these other cats?
Well, it's huge, and he's got a big face hair that looks like love. It's just a big heart-faced hair goes around, and they're huge. And for the most part, I mean, Mancoons are like you could pick them up by their back leg, and they'd say, "Oh, that feels good. Give you an hour to stop."
Do they have a typical color? Maybe not everyone, but do they have like a general, when you think of a Maine Coon, do they have a particular...
Well, the only thing that comes to mind is brown. So,
They often have little white paws.
okay. Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay, and the Siamese?
Very narrow faces, small cats with the black tips.
They
Yeah.
can be black. They can also be seal or lynx or...
And they have a
lilac.
really loud squall.
That's true.
Yeah. And they sing that dumb song, "We are Siamese, if you please."
It's a great song.
Yeah.
Bum.
But they sing it every time they come into the clinic.
Only when there are 2 of them together.
Oh, okay.
Because otherwise it would be, I am Siamese, if I please, and that's just not as fun.
Okay. That's true.
They are very loud, though. Our neighbors in California raised them, and it sounded like they had a flock of peacocks in the backyard. Okay, and how are you going to tell the Siamese from the Himalayan?
Well, the Himalayan is bigger. It's more gray, and it has longer hair. It's more brownish gray. Has more solid color to it. Less distinct tips.
I think it has less distinct tips because its fur is so long.
Yeah.
And they kind of blend together. Whereas,
Yeah, but they're bigger cats too. I mean, they have Siamese traits, but they're bigger. They're more full.
they don't seem to have...
If you was to eat one, you'd
narrow-
actually get some meat, whereas with the Siamese, it'd be all bone.
Why would you go there? I know there's COVID and stuff, but
What? I mean-
really?
The Book of Eli. I mean, come
You
on.
said go out and eat a cat?
Well, he shot one and ate it right there in the beginning.
The Himalayan?
No, it's a little white snow cat. I don't know.
Okay.
They didn't dwell on it.
They were wise.
And we're dwelling too long on it.
Yeah, uh-huh. Okay, Abyssinian.
I have no idea what an Abyssinian is.
You're going to have to pop up a picture. They're in the same body type as the Siamese, but they are not the pointed. They're usually a solid color. I want to say like a reddish brown. Anyway, you'll have to fact check that and post.
Okay.
And the Manx.
The Manx looks like a domestic long hair, short hair, whatever, and it's got a short tail. And they hop like cats, or like rabbits. And a lot of people call them cabbits because they think they're crossed with a rabbit because they hop.
Yeah, when they're specifically the Manx breed, I think one of the notes in the standard is that their top line is lower in the front than in the back.
Ah.
But again, we'll have to fact check that in post. I didn't know which breeds you would pick, and so I didn't research them out really well. Have we owned any of these breeds of cat?
Not to my knowledge. All we've ever owned is mutts.
Domestic, short hair, long hair, medium
Just
hair,
yeah,
crisscross.
whatever showed up at the front door. And I can't remember what Jalopio cat was.
Jellicle cat.
Jellicle cat, JC.
She was a domestic, short-haired, grayish brown tabby.
Okay.
Did she have white feet?
Don't remember white feet. I remember more of a calico pattern.
Oh, she wasn't calico.
See, but she had super long hair.
No, she didn't.
Well, who am I thinking about?
You're probably thinking of Arkansas.
Could have been Arkansas. Yeah.
Because we had
It's been so
Arkansas
many.
and Mississippi Mud, and they were our long-haired kitties.
Yes, they were. Yeah.
We have had quite
But
a
I don't think we've ever had an actual
purebred anything.
purebred, cat of any nature.
I would agree with you there. I don't think we've even had a bobtailed cat of any type.
No, I can't say that we have.
Okay, how about 5 breeds of horse?
5 breeds of horse. Okay. Well, that would be the quarter horse. That would be the thoroughbred. That would be the Tennessee walking horse, the Rocky Mountain, and I'll go ahead and put in the Belgian blue.
Belgian blue?
Or the Belgian.
Okay. Okay, so have we ever owned any of these breeds?
We have. We actually own 2 thoroughbreds right now.
And their names?
Sissy and Stinky.
Those are the names they came with. What are their new names?
I have no clue. One's named Banjo.
Uh-huh.
And the other one's 2 Moons. Moonette.
Come on, Star Wars.
Oh, Tatooine.
There we go.
Why'd you name her Tatooine? That's not feminine.
What? Why isn't it feminine?
Because it's got 2 moons in it. I don't know.
That's a strange thing to say. So, what would make a thoroughbred different than a quarter horse?
To be honest, if I had a Tennessee walking horse, a Rocky Mountain spotted horse, a thoroughbred, all standing next to each other, I'm not sure that I could tell them apart if you didn't tell me. Other than the thoroughbred would probably be the biggest and the tallest of them all. It would be huge. I just don't know that I could tell those breeds apart. Now, the way that the Tennessee walking horse walks and the way that it strides compared to the thoroughbred is different. And of course, the quarter horse has a much more blocky head.
It also has more of a blocky body.
Blocky body, yeah. But
it's kind of a short from front to back horse.
But I'm just not good with breeds of horses. I can tell you an Arabian almost instantly if I see it, and I can tell you, what was the German horse that Patton saved, the Pastos? Pasafinos. If I see one of those, I
think
can.
They're German though, aren't they?
The Pasafinos were saved by George S. Patton. They were like a Polish horse or something, and they had been nearly like completely wiped out.
Not the Frisian?
I don't know.
Which one was in your book? Because I think that was a Frisian that you... The Pasofino is one with a very distinct gait like the Tennessee Walker. It's almost like they only bend the bottom halves of their front legs. It's you'd have to watch it to see the difference. But if you watched a Pasofino and you watched a Tennessee Walker, they've got a very different gait.
But just standing side by side, I can't tell them apart.
Yeah.
I wasn't raised with
their,
horses, and I don't.
You'd be able to tell a Belgian, though, wouldn't you?
A Belgian, I identify from a Clydesdale.
Why?
Because the Clydesdales typically, brown, and they got the white tips, and they're huge. But a Belgian is a little shorter and wider, and it's got the short tail.
They typically have a really thick neck, too.
Yeah, a really thick neck, too. Yeah, you're right.
What was the other one you said? A Rocky.
I can't tell you the difference between a Rocky Mountain and the rest of them. I'm gonna get in trouble.
Probably are.
I can't
that's
tell.
okay.
I can't tell them apart.
That's okay. Who do you know that owns and breeds Rockies?
Well, that would be Denny Begley.
Mm-hmm.
I do
they're
know.
Sweet, pretty horses.
They are.
Okay, we're running out of time. So, what are 5 breeds of rabbit?
The Rex, California White, Flemish Giant, Lionhead,
Okay, one more.
the New Zealand.
There you go. Okay. And to your knowledge, have we owned every single one of those breeds?
As far as I know, we have owned every
We
single one of
have.
those breeds. Yes.
Let's see. We do not still have any Californians or any Flemish Giants. And what would make a Rex different from the other 4?
Well, mostly their hair. It's a really dense, thick, soft, beautiful fur, and it almost is like a velvet. You know, and they're pretty big rabbits. They're not Flemish Giant big, but they're pretty big rabbits.
We've also owned some mini Rex, and they are pretty small. They're in the
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Dutch too.
yeah,
We had Dutch. Still have some Dutch.
we do. So would you or would you not get more Rex?
Yes, I would.
Can you name any of the Rex that we ever have owned?
No.
Not even my show rabbits.
Oh, well, I didn't know Darkness, my old friend, was a Rex.
He's not.
Oh.
He is a show rabbit, but he is not one of the Rex that we've shown.
Denantre, Dianatra, Diodi, Baglaboogie.
Okay, never mind. You're doing worse and worse. We have currently,
I just don't know the rabbit names.
well, the black one in the corner.
We've had like 1,000 rabbits come
I
through
know,
in less than a year.
We have 2 Rex bucks right now.
Okay.
The one in the corner that's black, he's bowstring.
Okay.
And then the one up in the front, that's the harlequinized broken chocolate. His name is Chocolate Rain.
Okay. Well, see, I know them from that. I mean, if you was to put them side by side, I could tell you which one went in what cage and what they look like, but I don't know their names.
They're good bunnies. They're very sweet.
It's taken me a year to learn all my sheep names. and now a whole bunch are being born and getting all sorts of new names.
They're
now.
being
I'm
what?
like, they're being born.
They are not being born.
What are they being?
Just being
Birthed?
birthed. You can use a D, but they are being
They
born.
being
born.
born. Oh, okay.
Born in Bethlehem. Okay.
Okay.
And how do you tell the Californian from the other?
It's big and white.
And
It's got buck teeth.
that doesn't count. It's not only white. It's got a very distinctive pattern.
I don't know. I don't have
They're
a
the
clue.
ones with the black noses and the black ears and the black feet.
I thought those were just black and white. I didn't know that it had to
No.
have that to be a
The
breed.
the Californians are born white,
Okay.
and then as they get old enough to have experienced colder temperatures, the parts of their body that get the coldest
Turn black.
turn black, or if they're a chocolate, then they turn chocolate, or if they're a lilac, they turn lilac. But that's pointed, and that is a temperature sensitive color.
Well, how about that?
Yeah.
I learned something tonight.
There are rabbits that have shaded places that are not temperature sensitive.
Well.
And if you have a Californian and it likes to lay next to the cold cage, it can end up with like a pattern of the cage bars on its side or whatever. If they're
Ooh,
really
we got to
cold.
do that.
We don't have any Californians
Oh,
anymore.
well, okay.
But is that why you would own one again?
Yeah.
They're good meat rabbits. And they're usually very sweet, but
Well.
they're not as sweet as my Rex.
George
And
Scott.
how would you tell the Flemish Giant from the others?
They're massive, like dogs. They weigh like 30 pounds,
They
and
can
they're
get
so friendly and
They are
fluffy,
super sweet.
and they got big ears that drag the ground.
They're about
and
half fluffy, and they don't have lop ears unless they're just lazy. We have had lazy ones that just don't feel like holding their really, really long ears up. They do have really big
If I saw a Flemish giant hopping along the floor, I would say that's a Flemish giant. But I can't tell you other than its size and the fact that they're like black and gray that, yeah, I don't know. I would just look at it.
The breed does not do broken rabbits.
I mean, I
they're
just
all solid
like,
colors.
That's a
white.
Flemish giant. I would just know it. It's not that I can tell you any specifics about what makes it a Flemish giant.
About a name of one of our Flemish giants.
Blue Ridge.
Yeah, he's such a good boy. He was so pretty.
He lived to be an old man.
Mm-hmm. And the lion head.
Well, the lion head has like this hair that goes all the way around its face and head and stuff, and it looks like a lion's mane.
Mm-hmm.
And they're mostly small pet rabbits.
It's a relatively new breed. They haven't even gotten all of the colors into the registry that they want to. A lot of them are still in development.
Oh, okay.
But you have to have 2 lion head genes to get the really nice mane and skirt. And you can tell the rabbits from pretty much when they're born to a couple of days old, because they start developing their regular fur in like a V pattern on their tail end. And you can tell that those have 2 genes rather than just 1. If they have 1, they can still look like a lion head, but a lot of times they lose their fluff. Like some of our lion heads that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Any names out there?
Roar.
Try Flopsy.
Okay, Flopsy.
Try, we've got
You
several.
call that one in the barn Flopsy all the time.
That's the little white one that had the little baby mini-me one.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I named the baby though.
Well, what's the one back there in the butt cages?
That one is a half.
Lion head.
He's actually half champagne and only like a quarter lion head, but he does have the mane. That is one of Daenerys Targaryen's babies that
what's his
Allie
name?
named Baba Ganoush.
Baba Ganoush. That's what I was trying to say earlier. You wouldn't let me.
Because you don't know the name Baba Ganoush, so I wouldn't know that you were trying to say it.
What dummy names their rabbit Baba Ganoush?
Your daughter-in-law. You might want to cut that part out.
No, if you name a rabbit Baba Ganoush, you earn the title dummy.
It's from something.
Something I've never watched, I'm sure.
Yeah, or a game, I'm not sure.
Why never have to, like, Bob? Just name me Bob, or Tom, or Jerry.
Those are a cat and a mouse.
So, we're just fine. Salt and pepper. Sugar.
You are so boring.
Bell.
So boring.
Well, name
No.
every rabbit
Belle
we got
and Princess.
Bell and Princess.
Yes. Let's not even. Okay, New Zealand.
It's a country that's up above Australia. Ow!
The New Zealand rabbit.
They're big and they're white
They
and
can be.
they're great meat rabbits
Very.
and great mamas.
Yes.
But other than that, I mean, I don't know.
Do you know which buck out of all of our bucks? Actually, we have 2. 2 of our bucks right now are New Zealand's.
Well, It in Darkness, my friend in New Zealand.
No, he's a Champagne d'Argent. You just keep throwing his name out there because you remember his name. Could you tell me what color our 2 New Zealand bucks are? Could you tell me?
They're the same color
No,
as
they're
Darkness.
Not even close.
Yes, they
No.
are.
No.
They're dark. They're like
Dean is the
blackish.
one that's afraid of us.
Yeah.
He's the white one with the blue spots.
He's not white.
He's white.
He's blue. He ain't got any white on him.
Dean? Yeah, he's over across from Baba Ganoush next to Prince Arctic.
I don't remember any white being on him.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to look closer.
most. Okay, so I think we are like way over time. But
All right. Well, thank you for that quiz, Miss Susan. I have been enlightened,
You did.
delightened, and frightened.
Okay, I don't know what all those words are.
I'm shaking in my shoes.
Yeah, except you don't even have your shoes on.
I don't even have my pants on.
Shush.
Bye.